Guys, thank you so much to be here. I would like to start with this story. This story about how I met my second brother that I knew there was someone in the world that was similar to me or of the opposite. And I was invited in a barbecue, and I met someone named Patrick that I was seeing from so many ads. I was like, fuck, this guy is retargeting me so much. He really wants me to buy something from me, right? So I think you feel this feeling. And we had a chat about how easy it was, I think 4 or 5 years ago, doing ads. Man, I was the best designer ever. I was just throwing there one image in a white background, pushing some ads, was going on autopilot, and easy. Then over time, something was happening. More people were starting the platform and so on, until there was something else happening. How many of you loves Apple for this? Raise your hand. Fuck, no one. Oh, guys, a little bit of excitement. Good. So Apple came, and already in 3 presentations, I was hearing iOS 14, it is like harming everyone, and I bet that it is harming everyone completely. And I have a question for you. How many of you here are spending more than 100 euros right now today for your clients or like your business? How many of 1K? How many of 10K? Good, just big spenders there. How many of 50K a day? Good. Tell me your limit. What's your name?
My name?
Yes.
Marcel.
Marcel, what's your limit? How much are you spending right now per day?
Well, about today's Friday, 300K.
Okay, how much, sorry?
300K.
Okay, super. So the thing is, if every one of you is still spending money on the Meta or Facebook ads, whatever, still means that we are selling something, correct? But the main thing that is changing is that everyone is saying, fuck Apple. That's, sorry for my Italian way of saying things, but everyone is saying, fuck Apple. The thing is, Apple was one of the reasons for the big change, but not only the only one. Why that? In COVID time, there was this, 2019, 10 years growth in 3 months of the e-commerce. What does it mean for that? In COVID time, I think everyone who was doing Facebook ads was the easiest time ever. I mean, I was so happy, I was like a baby. Everything was working. Then something else is driving a big growth here. This is like the global e-commerce sales growth that it is forecast. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? It is a good thing, but it has some consequences. And if we check here, the first consequence is that everyone in the world is entering so heavily on the ads, doing ads. So even if there would not have been iOS 14, still it would be much harder running ads right now than 2 years ago. Do you agree with that? Good. So it is forecast to continue growing. And I love Germans. I was in Germany for 3 years. And I noticed how much they love Shopify, because September 2018, last year, sorry, my English you see, 37,800 Shopify stores in Germany alone. This year, 50,000 almost. So there was a growth of Shopify stores in Germany alone by 25%. How do you think these guys are trying to sell the products? With Facebook ads or TikTok ads, but I would say still the majority with Facebook ads right now. And the big consequence, and another big challenge is this. In 2000, the average attention span of people was 30 seconds. And in 2000, there was just, I think, the .com. There was nothing. So the attention was in one place, the TV or the internet, and it was really, really focused. Along the years, our attention has become less than one of a redfish, goldfish that it is called. It is 3 seconds, but I want to focus on these 3 seconds. 4 years ago, there was not TikTok, right? There was starting Instagram, there was Facebook. So those 3 seconds, they were on one single platform. Now, I bet every one of you still sometimes goes to the toilet with the phone, and we check 3 apps at the same time in the same 3 seconds. So the attention that people have right now is so little and so spread out among different platforms and different things that even without iOS 14, Facebook would be much harder to master right now than 2-3 years ago. Because there was the growth of e-commerce and there was the drop of attention rate, correct? So in 2007, there was, I think Facebook was not still there, there was this firma, this marketing company in US that ran a study in New York. And the average person in New York, even before social media, was exposed without knowing that to 5,000 ads in one day. Now, if you start counting the volume of ads that you are receiving every day, you go crazy. You cannot count that. You quit, okay? And these are like the challenges why the ads have become so tough to master, why the profit has shrunk so much. The e-commerce, there was the growth. The attention went down. The competition keeps going up. It's a good thing because the word is there, but it is a much harder thing to deliver. I have an agency, so it's much harder than 2 years ago to deliver results. That's the truth. I'm not ashamed of saying that. So, solutions. That's my face, by the way. Sorry, guys, I take a glass of water. Any one of you was kind of this phase after iOS 14? I hope so, that I was not the only one. So, first solutions. And how many of you here are doing campaigns ABO on Facebook? Raise your hand. Good, I love it. So everyone was talking about CBO, so now we are going to ABO again. How many of you are doing CBO? Perfect. I will not talk about any of these, okay? It's not needed. Every one of you has already the tools, the hacks, the strategy, and everything within the Ads Manager. But there is something one level above that. And I call this behavioral media buying. We understood that there are so many brands advertising products and so less attention from people. That's clear. It means that people are getting bombarded from ads, and we all agree that the ad itself, that I call message relevancy, is the most important part of the job. If I don't have a winning ad, I will never sell something. If the message in the ad is not strong enough, if the design, the offer is not strong enough, I will never succeed. That's it. It's the first pillar. Then there is something that so far has never been enough taken into consideration, and it is message timing, delivery. Have you ever talked with a Facebook marketing expert? Daniel?
Sorry?
Have you ever talked with one, at least, Facebook marketing expert?
Yes.
And what are they preaching? How much should you change your budget daily?
So they said like 20-30%.
Good. Leo, have you ever talked with a Facebook marketing rep?
Yes.
Have they ever told you, don't change the budget too much?
Definitely.
Good. So, sorry guys, that's their preaching. Don't touch the budget. For 3-4 days that your campaigns are not performing, don't touch the budget. Why that? Because Facebook is a business. So I want the budget, right? They are there as an advertising company. The thing is, if we are pushing the perfect ad at the wrong time, people don't care about that. That's why in this super simple equation, there is priority number 1, get the best ad, track the best ad, make the unicorn for your business. But then trying to find the best spot even to push this ad. Because if you are saying something good to people when they are not listening enough, they don't care. The results when you do these two things correctly is like message prominency. And it is when your ad is like really effective on people, when it is catching the people with the right message at the right time. Facebook was saying, guys, don't care about where you push the ad and when, because we are so good at driving the right ad to the right person, to the right placement. This was 2-3 years ago when there were much less competition. Second, it was before iOS 14 when the tracking was correctly. Now the conversions are all messed up in the Ads Manager. That's the reality. Second, they are coming up to 74 hours, 72 hours if they come. How Facebook can know what's the best time to deliver the ad is a guess. A guess that is costing the money of businesses. So imagine that. You have the best offer for ice creams, right? But you're selling winter. That's what will people think about that? They throw you a snowball. That's the reality. So, and now you can tell me, okay, man, that's an extreme. For sure, no one wants the ice cream in winter. But let's take an example, and I tell you the story about my sister. My sister, she is a mom with 3 kids. Now there are only 2 here. And all the week long, she's stressed out because the kids are really heavy. And she needs things for the kids, okay? But then what happens? During the week, she's always this way feeling, man, what did I do that time? I love my kids, but they are really heavy. Then weekend happens, and the man is at home, finally. The kids are a little bit with the husband, and everything is fine, everything is happy. When do you think that my sister here is buying the majority of things offline? In the weekend? In the week? When do you think? Weekend, raise your hand. Okay, a few of them. Week, during the weekdays? The other, don't expose. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay? You can see, this is a store of this year. So it's like, there are 2 million in revenue. They are split out by days. And 19% increase is on Monday. Less on Tuesdays, Wednesday. And then on the weekend, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, please guys, let me alone. I don't want to buy stuff on the weekend. It's the time for me and my husband and my kids. I don't want to get annoyed by ads, correct? Why this is happening? Think about in the human behavior of my sister. What is she thinking? Here during the week, she's thinking, man, I cannot handle these kids. Can I buy a new toy? I need to find a solution because they are crying, correct? Then on the weekend, I don't need a toy. There is my husband. We go out on the park. And who cares about the ads? Who cares about buying something to solve the problem that my kids, or better, her kids are always crying? Reality is, this is showing that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, she is so stressed out that she wants to solve the problem. And what does she do? She goes online, she buys, and she clicks on ads, but with a level of attention that is much stronger than, this is cool, but I don't need now. I'm in the weekend, you know, my kids are fine. Rather than on Monday, have you finished crying? Okay, what can I buy to get something for my kid? Conversion rate, you can see the same. From 224 to 179, depending on the day, okay? And now we're opening a big, in another, I had some nice conversation on the internet with what's about the branding, right? What's about the branding? So they say that you need 7 touch points before, on average, to make a sale. 100% true. Now, maybe with all the noise about the ads, you need 50, correct? So how many of you have the time to have 50 touch points in your ads with the CPM that is going so high and the competition that is going so high before making a sale? You cannot wait so long. That's the reality. Unless you are doing maybe 100 million a year. Good? So you can wait 6 months before making the purchase. Let's go a level deeper about that. That's always my sister, right? So it's always the same volume, same shop, and so on. When is my sister in the mood to buy something online? On the weekend, less. So let's forget about the weekend. So during the week, when does she have time? In the morning. Why? Because the kids are at school. So every time there is a right ad, the unicorn that we discussed, at the right time, she's more likely to make the purchase. Then we go into the evening, and you see how it is decreasing. How Facebook allocate the budget during the day, give it 1K, Facebook will try to match it as best as it can, but missing tracking. High competition, Facebook is lacking this data, cannot have right now. And if I try to tell my sister on weekend, hey, you should buy this for your kids, that's what she tells me. Hey, leave it alone. I want to enjoy my family right now. Who knows Tom? No, no one knows Tom. Yeah, that's another friend of mine. So Tom, you can see how happy he is. He likes buying Apple Watch and changing the stuff, the accessories of the watch. When Tom loves buying more from the ads, on Monday, which of you would say on Monday? Why not? Timo, why on Monday? And Chris, why on Monday?
Because he's still late from a weekend and don't want to work, and then he buys during work time.
Chris?
No, like the time that people buy the most is they have lunch, Monday, Tuesday, they have lunch, they come back to work, they are super full, the boss gives them a job, they're like, I don't want to work yet, I'm going to scroll Instagram, they see something, boom, they buy a mail or something.
Good. So Chris is hitting all the procrastinators of the world that they have the fun in the weekend, and then on Monday they say, fuck man, I don't want to work, I procrastinate on the phone, and close. But Tom is a little bit special, because Tom loves to buy on Sunday. It's special. I didn't know that my friend Tom and how many other Toms in the world buying the same bracelets, pink, red, black. They love so much buying on Sunday. And then on Saturday and on Friday. So on a cluster, the majority of Toms are buying on the weekend. That it is the opposite of my sister that was buying on the weekdays. And what is happening in the other days? You see the drop. They are still buying, but they don't have the same level of focus. And in which hours Tom is buying? 20, 21, 19, 17, 18, all the late afternoon, while my sister was buying in the morning because the kids were at school, as simple as that. She has the time when the kids are not there. So I brought this for you. You can just copy and paste. How many of you have ever discovered or ever deep down so heavily on when people buy for your stores or your clients? Raise a hand. Good. A few of you. The more you understand that, the more you see patterns even in the ads. That's correlated. Mostly when you run direct response ads. Was I the first one to check that? No. I was studying why people buy so fucking much in Q4 and they don't buy in summer. I have a pain every time in summer with my clients unless they sell something that it is travel or holidays or something. That's the reality. So from 2011, you can see how in Q4 there was always a spike. So Amazon was teaching the brains of people that Q4 is the time that there are the best deals. So people get trained and they wait for that. On top of that, the weather in the majority of Europe is not so great, so two things together are driving people demand. But there was another company, agency, I don't know who they are, that ran a similar example because I was looking, am I so true that what I'm saying is like based on foundation? This advanced, I don't know who they are, ran this experiment on Amazon, and they said, we want to analyze 1 million clicks. So it's not just Emma analyzing some millions of ad spend on Facebook. It's like 1 million clicks on Amazon. And they found this sentence. I will read it. shoppers follow patterns over the week. And after pulling data from 1 million clicks, we find that Mondays are the best days, as Chris was saying. Both traffic and purchase intent are at their peaks on Mondays, which means high search impression and ad efficiency. And I show you this. The conversion rate here is still high, but the ad efficiency, that is like where the money of advertising is there, look how strong it's here and how bad is it here. This company, they discovered years ago that the demand of people is different. So, nutshell, the ad is the unicorn. You don't have a winning ad, you will never succeed. Punkt, as the German says, right? So, or point. Do you agree, Patrick? Agree. Otherwise, I fire you. Second, the message timing that 2-3 years ago was not so important, now is becoming super important. And with the ecosystem going with less tracking, less cookie, less whatever, this is not 100% fully automated by the platform. I say that yet because I figure out they will find a way to even allocate better on this. But when we give full trust of platform and we say we want to spend 100K this month, and we give a steady amount of budget all days of the week and of the month, that's highly inefficient. That Facebook likes or not, that's high inefficient. And here I put this, mostly on push marketing channels. Why I say mostly on push marketing channels? Because on Google, you type, okay? Google search, you type. On Amazon, people, are they already finished, Patrick? Good? Okay. On Google and on Amazon, there is the bidding. So the platform can adapt. On Facebook, if you give 1K a day, Facebook wants to spend that 1K a day. I don't care. Facebook thinks if it is the best one or not. So, and when you try to push things to Tom, and Tom doesn't want to change the accessoire, he says, I don't need your shit today. And if it is not so clear, he just doesn't click on your ad. And if he clicks, he says, yeah, cool, but what's next? So I brought an extreme case here that I don't recommend this, but I want to make my point. This is one account of this year. You can see, we realize that on Sundays, there is always the peak of sales. And what do? We try to spend more. And over time, we realize that the efficiency of the spend, based on the return of the investment, was going crazy. And you can see, this is the spend, weekend. So it is like from 2K to 15K. This like stock was out, 15K. If, when I was talking with my Facebook rep and I showed that, I said, fuck, in a bad way. Why that? Because they are not suggesting this. This is like against any kind of brand, any kind of stability. But if you see the sales, these are like the sales. So this is like still performance marketing driven by push marketing channel like Facebook. It still works. And in which hours? We were trying to push the majority in the evening because they were buying the evening. So you can see here that this is all the evening. The average like 60K per hour or spread on the month or the week, I don't remember. And this is like the morning. It's not that we were stopping the campaigns or killing. We're just spending less. With this way, the efficiency goes up, okay? So before going to the other solution, my takeaway for you is like, first, trying to understand your people. Ideally, you have the budget to have 50 touch points. But most likely, you don't have the budget to have 50 touch points before the sale. So try to use the touch points in the best possible way and try to think, when is my user out there ready to click on the ad and has the majority of attention to buy from this ad? As simple as it sounds. I don't care if you use manual bidding, CBO, ABO, whatever. It's like a macro concept. Leo, how was Q4? There is Leo. We have a chance to so I drink as well. There is Leo here that is like a crazy strong advertiser rather than e-com owner. And we had some calls in Q4, and it was challenging him. Can you spend more in specific hours? And we had a nice conversation about this takes a little bit or more work on the ads manager because you need to check, you need to readapt the budget and so on. But the level of scale that Leo was able to do in Q4 was insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, like those daily adjustments helped a lot, especially during special days, such as the weekend. So it was like a game changing for us.
So thanks for that. Then I give you 100 euros. The thing is like, if this becomes something that maybe not all the weeks you want to try, but when you have a promotion, try to apply this because it makes a big difference. And some of you before were saying pushing from 2K to 30K. When you push and you push in an hour that people are not there to buy, it's so easy with the efficiency to drop completely, and then you stop the scale. Second, other solutions. I had a really nice chat yesterday with Chris here, and we were realizing how the bigger brands that are doing e-com, they don't rely only on Facebook. But they use Facebook as the main push marketing channel still right now, or Meta, or whatever. So, and there is like where it's coming already in the last months, I realized that there is another big concept that goes a little bit outside Facebook, but is helping like Facebook scaling like crazy. And I gave it a name. I like to give names to people, and I say Meta ads, Meta because I need to put away Facebook, Meta ads priming via multi-channel marketing. What does it mean, priming? So if I come here and I say, I'm really good at running ads, is me, my brand, coming here and saying, I'm good. It's a direct touch point with my brand. If Chris was talking with you tomorrow and was saying, you should listen to Emmanuele talk because he's really good at running ads, you would have been primed in your mind from someone else that I'm good. So my conversion of what I say would have been much higher, correct? So Chris, next time maybe you can say before that I'm good. So that's what we realized, that every time there was a brand where have another marketing channel on top of Facebook, Facebook was much easier to scale, okay? And we realized that many times when there is a first indirect touch point that is not perceived like an ad, and then there is a second direct touch point that it is a branded direct response ad, the same message prominency, the effectiveness of an ad is exponential. Why that? Think about that. Every one of us has friends, right? So when a friend of us is saying, yeah, you should try to go to the Patrick with MasterMind, we are entering into the Patrick with funnel with a different perception, okay? And when Patrick is sending us an ad, fuck man, yeah, I remember this guy. It was another friend of mine telling that was good. So the impact of these two touch points together is crazy good. And I believe one of the best way to enrich and help Facebook ads in these years and in all the next futures is like finding another marketing channel, no matter what it is, influencer marketing, TikTok ads, YouTube affiliates, TV advertising, anything that you want, that is like priming a part of the people, I said a part of the people, about your brand or your product. Because how does it work? When you go on TV and there is, or an influencer is saying, hey, have you heard about that? And the curiosity spiked up. Good. Or when a TikTok video ad from Timo is hitting every one of you here and saying, hey, there is this girl like making jokes with a product, you are primed. Then what happened? You enter on Facebook ads, and the same brand, even without doing retargeting, starts hitting you saying, hey, did you hear other people saying good about myself? And you enter maybe in the email flow and so on. And then you have your Black Friday ad or your evergreen ad, and they say shooting because every one of us, when we do an ad, is like the biggest shooting ad possible, unless it is the ad from Chris that they are really ethical, right? That they are subtle and like maybe less direct response, but more subtle. When we have this ad, the conversion is immediate. And these are two effects. First, we convert a lot of people, but we fight a second problem on Facebook ads after iOS 14, the frequency. We realized that a lot of brands, they reach a plateau at different levels based on the product. And you have two chances when a brand reaches a plateau. Print on demand, I talked to you, you develop a lot of new products. So you scale up based on the products. Not all e-com brands can develop a product in one day. So what did they do? They start opening, ideally, other product categories or other channels. And the effect of these channels is that they keep helping Facebook. How many of you here optimize 99% of the ads for purchase? Good. The others, for what do you optimize? Chris, do you optimize for something else?
Yeah, it depends on certain things. I was talking about it, but like, for example, if you want to deal with Volkswagen Spain, you want to target the area there and just get executives there, but like, so there's cases.
Okay, okay. So I would say mostly it's like based on purchases. And every time that we optimize for purchase, we have all our nice big audience on Facebook that it is in Germany, 80, I don't know, 50, 70 million reach, goes back to 10 million that are the ones that are buying the most. And then we target the ones in that small audience that are most likely to buy our product. And no matter how many ads we are changing, at a certain point, we start reaching always the same people that are most likely to buy. And then we have all the other channels that are converting, like Google or Amazon, and they are helping giving signals to the pixel to Facebook. So this two works already a lot. But when we have another channels on top of that, what we are doing is like we are bringing people here outside the scope of targeting of Facebook inside this part here. And as a consequence, what we are doing, we give Facebook more people to convert with a priming. Second, we are giving Facebook different people to expand gradually its targeting potential. Because right now, at least I talk for me, 90% of our ads are targeting broad. And why broad is still going to retarget the same people if it is broad. Okay, it is just how Facebook works. So, how many of you were seeing this old equation? Raise your hand. A lot. Good. Oh. Every time that we have another marketing channel on top of the funnel, like influencer marketing, YouTube, and whatever, or on bottom of the funnel, email, Google, and so on, that is driving high-quality people to the site or to the Facebook page, Instagram page, we are impacting these things. Why? Because the more signals that we give to the algo, the better it starts learning about the people. Then the more people we reach on influencer marketing on Instagram, the more people are going to the Facebook page and Instagram page that are connected with the ads. And as a consequence, we are improving this part of the equation that is linked with one nice sign here, that it is the multiplier, that it is much stronger than this plus. So every time that we are able to play a little bit with the signals on top of funnel with influencer marketing or YouTube's or TV advertising, or with emails, we are acting here, and this has a direct correlation with the multiplier. And how can we see the impact of that? This is, for example, last year, November. This is the spend of Facebook, and this is the CPM. Every time that there was an email push or an influencer marketing push, look at the CPM, it was in US $35, there was a drop, even if we were pushing up the budget. You can see here we were going down with the budget, but still pushing other channels to help Facebook becoming profitable. Because a problem of this brand was the profitability of Facebook. We could not push anymore. You can see we pushed up the budget, but we're using all the other bottom of the funnel event to keep it under control. This is like this year on a 10K a day account. You can see stable budget, 2 YouTube affiliates pushing, dropping CPM. A lot of YouTube affiliates and influencers drop of CPM. So what's the impact of this? it makes the ads more scalable because they become more profitable. April, you can see we started to really push the brands to say, you should have another channel to help meta ad scaling, because we have been challenged more than once, as it is normal, and I bet every one of you is like challenged by that. You can see the drops every time that there is another marketing channel. This is like influencer marketing, posting. So these channels maybe are not as profitable as Facebook, because everyone wants to have the highest ROI or ROAS from the ads. But when they are even break-even, they are making the ads more profitable. That's like where a lot of the scalabilities of the businesses are coming right now. And if you check every big brand, like anyone above 20, 30, 40 million a year, you will see that most likely, or I would say 99% of the cases, or they have a strong influencer marketing department or channel, or they have a strong TV presence or YouTube. They have something else. And they keep scaling the ads on Meta for that. What if we combine these two things together? So we understood that ads is the unicorn. And the delivery of the ad, the right time, makes a big difference. So what if we are able to find the best day or the best period of the week or the month when people are buying? Plus, we have another channels that we can use to make the ads more profitable. And I have always had a challenge in my life that I wanted to spend 100K in one brand that was not a BMW brand, but was a direct-to-consumer brand within the 20, 30 millions a year or 10 millions a year. So this was Black Friday last year. In Black Friday, we always say it is the Black Week, Q4 is the easiest period for direct response advertising. But it's not becoming so simple anymore because the costs are going up. So in this specific brand, what we are doing is like we're piling up signals, influencers, YouTubes, emails to say we need to win big when others will struggle with the CPMs. And that's how we were just pushing up the budget. On top of that, and this was crazy easy, guys, because it was just the sales were coming, the CPMs were under control, and he's having a unicorn, adding spend on the, at least for me, I'm addicted to Facebook ads, to Meta ads. Adding spend is like the thing that I love the most because it is pure adrenaline. But this is happening right now only when you have the unicorn and you start having other channels helping ads. That's the reality. Let's go a little bit deeper on what was happening. In the morning, we knew that we needed to start spending, but the people were really start buying from 10. So in the morning, we're starting wrapping up a little bit the spend here, until we started opening all the tabs of the other channels, emails, SMS, affiliates. Everyone was posting here about the Black Week deal. What's happened? The CPM of the ads went from 10, because it's like a worldwide account, to 6. As soon as it goes to 6, you spend more, because with the same budget, you reach the double of the people, correct? And we knew that this was staying stable till 7. Then people will stop buying. And you can see how hard was the stop and the interaction with the ads from 6 to 14. So here we should have even reduced the spend because it was really highly inefficient. What was happening with the CPM then on the overall scale? Usually the CPM goes like crazy, correct? This was a Facebook madness. I don't know what happened here. There are some days that Facebook tries something and the CPM has a spike. On the biggest scale from, it was like 8K a day to 100K a day, the CPM was flat. That's like how the profitability was staying in the business, okay? And how I was just able to spend so much without overcomplicating. If this would have done this one, I would have stopped at 50 or 40 because it would have become unprofitable. Have you ever tried this? No. So, yeah, Chris, for sure. So input for you, try to think, brainstorm another marketing channel that is like cost efficient for you and even like maybe break even, but is making your ads more sustainable. Because the more we move in the next years, still the majority of spend, TikTok is raising, but a lot of spend is like on meta ads. That's the reality. And we still depend a lot of that. Everything that you saw is like based on 30 million ad spend in the last few years. And in which countries? Germany, France, Sweden, US, UK, Italy is working. Okay, guys? So it takes more effort now to scale an e-commerce than 3 years ago. As simple as that. And more effort means even like being smart in differentiating the channels and making other channels helping Facebook ads being profitable. I didn't tell you who I am, okay? I'm sorry, I don't have the high, big story about I was bankrupt under a bridge. No, I don't have that. I loved a lot partying and having fun. I love traveling a lot in Africa and seeing other culture and like how lucky we are being here today, sharing our journey in e-com, Facebook ads, I don't know, performance marketing. I was playing a lot, even though I broke myself a lot of times. And lately, I've been speaking here and there regarding these things that I'm sharing with you today. That from my side is not a hack. I mean, I see inside that's manager. I was so happy that Timo was mentioning hacks and see here and strategies. It was like Facebook 5 years ago. Now no one is like talking about hacks anymore on Facebook because the leverages are much bigger than in the past of a simple click, okay? And I founded, co-founded with my dear friend and business partner, Daniel Bidmon, a performance marketing agency in Germany. So, did you like it or not? Yeah. Good. What I really feel that I hope I convey to you to bring home. Facebook and media buying is linked with people. So try to understand people behavior and align your media buying with that. As you were doing with the messaging. With the messaging, everyone is saying, try to match the pain, the desires, and so on. Everyone knows that. Try to do it with the media buying, with the spend. Second, start allocating more ad spend towards the best buying days and hours for your business, your clients, and so on. This doesn't mean going crazy, spending 10 euros today and 10K tomorrow. But if you see that every Wednesday is a nice day, spend 2K more. As simple as that. No matter how you spend more there and less on Sunday, for example. Third, start exploiting multi-channel marketing to scale further your meta ads because they will become harder and harder. That's the hard truth that it is happening. And these things is helping, first, the branding, but second, the ads to be more scalable. Thanks a lot. There is nothing special here, but I only just. Thanks, guys.